Turn around.
For what?
I'm shot! I'm shot! I'm shot!
I'm shot! He's got a gun! I need an ambulance.
Hi everyone, Donut here. Today's video is one of those incidents that really drives home two things at the exact same time. How unbelievably dangerous this job is, and how much training matters when things go sideways in a split second.
No more training.
Because in this case, we're going to see some decisions that put officers and civilians in serious danger. Just a few minutes later, we're going to see what textbook under pressure policing looks like when it's done right. So let's get into that, but first.
You know what big tech and big government have in common? They hate you. Let's say you love guns like I do, like all my friends do. There's a good chance if you talk about guns and talk the government online as much as I do, the government probably has you on some kind of watch list. But guess what? ExpressVPN can help with that. Big tech and the government are constantly paying attention to what you're doing online. They see what videos you watch. Yes, those videos too. They see what you like. They see everything. And they can verify your true identity through your computer's IP address. But when I use ExpressVPN, it hides my IP address from those by rerouting all of my activity through their secure servers. ExpressVPN also encrypts 100% of my data. Not only do they protect you from Uncle Sam and big tech, they protect you from hackers, eavesdroppers, anyone trying to get information from you on the internet. ExpressVPN is rated #1 by TechRadar and many other publications.
Right now, you can get up to 4 extra months by scanning the QR code on screen, clicking the link in the description box below, or going to expressvpn.com/donutoperator.
Protect your identity and defend your rights today by going to expressvpn.com/donutoperator. That's expressvpn.com/donutoperator.
Before we get into our main story, let's start with a reminder that confidence and intelligence are two very different things. Because this next guy had a lot of confidence and absolutely none of the intelligence. Like a Fallout character, intelligence was just 0. He stacked those points somewhere they shouldn't have gone.
Sorry, son. I fixed up your head as best I knew how. I guess I missed a spot.
Albuquerque police, come out with your hands up and empty. Albuquerque police, come out with your hands up and empty.
Police respond to what looks like an apartment after reports of a woman screaming inside. Not really arguing or yelling between a couple, just full-on screaming, the kind that makes officers, well, good officers, run pretty fast. One officer tells the other to kick the door while he draws his weapon. They announce themselves again, very loud, very clear. This is the part where a normal human being stops what they're doing. The suspect? No, they never stop what they're doing.
You want to kick it, Trent? Put your gun down. Kick at the handle.
APD!
The door comes down, the armed officer moves to enter, and immediately everything goes sideways. Inside the apartment, the suspect is actively swinging a hammer at a defenseless woman. He's not yelling or posturing or threatening, like, I'm gonna hit you. She's straight up attacking this lady, which already tells you everything you need to know about this guy, especially when he's doing that with a deadly weapon. Hammers can kill you. Then, in what can only be described as a speedrun attempt at dying, he turns and starts swinging the hammer towards the officer in the doorway.
Get out!
Hammer versus gun. Bold strategy, Cotton. The hammer-wielding tough guy drops immediately, and just like that, the violence stops. Dude was a coward who picked the weakest possible target, a woman trapped inside of an apartment, and thought the same energy would work on an armed police officer. It really didn't. Soft targets are pretty different from hard targets, buddy. The officer did exactly what needed to be done, exactly when it needed to be done, and the woman inside is still alive because of it. Let's break down our main video now. December, late evening, residential neighborhood, Rochester, New York. Multiple officers respond to a call about an armed suspect trying to break into a house. The footage starts with the first officer approaching the side of the house. He knocks on the side door, there's no answer. Then he keeps moving, checking the back of the house.
Yeah, I'm gonna check the back entrance.
Again, no answer. So at this point, from his perspective, he doesn't know where the suspect is. He could be inside, could be hiding, could be circling back around. And this right here is already a high-risk situation. There's limited visibility, there's tight space, no clear suspect location. One of those pucker moments you've heard of. He then moves towards the front to link up with his partner.
This is on the west side of the house. I see him. I don't see anything now.
Hello? You good?
Yeah, he's right here.
And that's when things explode.
Watch out.
From Charlie, you there?
The officer makes visual contact with the suspect, and immediately the suspect opens fire. There are multiple shots. Both officers get hit by gunfire. It's instant chaos, adrenaline dump, there's pain, there's confusion, and this is where we need to slow things down because what happens next is incredibly important. The first officer retreats, which is understandable after being shot. He moves across the street away from the original scene.
Channel BJLA.
I'm shot. I'm shot. I'm shot. I'm shot.
The problem is now he no longer knows where the suspect is. Doesn't really know if the suspect stayed put, doesn't know if the suspect moved, doesn't really know where his partner is either. So the officer fires blindly back towards where the suspect used to be.
I'm shot.
This could be pretty dangerous for everyone around because there's also a civilian car driving by at the exact time. I mean, there's neighbors' houses, there's a wounded officer still near the original contact point. The blind fire just kind of endangered everyone at that point. I'm not trying to insult the guy. He's obviously having a huge stress response versus kind of a more training response. Let's rewind a little bit and look at the second officer's perspective, the one closest to the suspect during all this. He's initially directed towards the front of the house to speak to a resident, then moves towards the side of the house where the suspect was spotted.
Yep, we got someone back there. Here, hold up. Is he still here?
He was at the side of the window.
The side of the window over here?
He's open in the front.
Yeah, I'm talking to her up front with the car that came in. Guess he was on the west side of the house last seen. I don't see anything now.
This is a tight, boxed-in space. There's limited angles, there's no room to maneuver, an absolute nightmare once again. The second officer makes contact with the suspect and then calls it in to get the first officer over there to support him. He then asks the suspect to put his hands behind his back, and that's when the shooting started. I don't think he wanted to put his hands behind his back. The camera either drops or gets knocked loose, but we hear a lot of it.
Yeah, he's right here. What you doing? What you doing?
From Charlie, you there?
Negative. Here, turn around.
For what?
Shots fired, officers hit, complete chaos, especially for responding officers. And that's where the camera ends. We didn't see, but what we do know is that the second officer was able to return fire and retreat backward. Now we jump ahead. The third officer is responding to the call where the two officers had already been shot. He spots a man matching the description walking along the sidewalk. This third responding officer tells him to stop, tells him to show his hands.
22, let's start blocking off traffic.
Hey man, stop for a second. Stop for a second. Show me your hands.
What you want?
And immediately the suspect opens fire on this officer. The footage gets a little bit hard to watch because the officer is hit and badly injured, but he still manages to draw his firearm one-handed.
I'm shot. He's got a gun. He's going. West. I need an ambulance.
This officer returns fire, radios in that he's been shot, and gives the suspect direction of travel.
Give me the car! Give me the car!
Suspect found. I'm holding at least.
Help me!
That takes unbelievably huge balls. Let's watch a little bit more. Now this is where the tone changes a little bit. The fourth officer is arriving already in fight mode. She knows 3 of her officers have already been shot. Got the gun out, is giving clear commands, she's got out ready for whatever. Then of course the suspect fires at her too, so now we have him trying to kill a 4th officer. She immediately moves to some good cover behind a tree. The tree gets hit by gunfire, she holds her position and returns accurate controlled fire.
I need an ambulance.
suspect finally goes down. And here's the part a lot of people miss. She doesn't rush in. She stays put behind cover. Dangerous suspects have had a bad habit before pretending they're done and then they're not. Some more backup arrives. Officers all approach the suspect together and they are disarmed. The scene is secured, and that is disciplined policing under fire. Oh, by the way, the suspect later died from his injuries. Oh no. 3 officers were shot and survived, largely because of fast medical response and body armor. No charges are expected against any of the officers involved. I don't know how there could be any charges. The department has already stated this incident is being reviewed for additional training improvements. Train hard, boys, and that's all I got to say for this video. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. If you want to help support the channel, go to donutoperator.com or go to Donut Operator TV here on YouTube. Subscribe to pepperbox.tv, and until next time, please have a fantastic day.